5 Beautiful Aspects to Krishna Stealing Butter in Gokul, by Krishna's Mercy.
हस्ताग्राह्ये रच्यति विधिं पीठकोलुखलादे छिद्रण ह्यन्तर्निहितवयुन् शिक्यभाण्डेषु तद्वित् ध्वान्तागारे धृतमणिगणं स्वाङ्गमर्थप्रदीपन् काले गोप्यो यर्हि गृहकृत्येषु सुव्यग्रचित्ता. Quote, when the milk and curd are kept high on a swing hanging from the ceiling and Krishna and Balaram cannot reach it, they arrange to reach it by piling up various planks and turning upside down the mortar for grinding spices. Being quite aware of the contents of a pot, they pick holes in it. While the elderly gopis go about their household affairs, Krishna and Balaram sometimes go into a dark room, brightening the place with the valuable jewels and ornaments on their bodies and taking advantage of this light by stealing. Shrimad Bhagavatam 10:8-30.
1. Glittering jewels.
Is it me, or do parents nowadays treat their young children more like well-trained pets? As if they are an extension of the glory of the parents, the toddlers are paraded around to show off what letters and numbers they know, how well they follow manners, and how they don't actually behave anything like real children. That is one thing I really appreciate about Vedic culture. You could say that it is too much in the extreme on the opposite side, with respect to leniency, but I look at it as a kind of worship. Just see how beautifully adorned the children are. That shows what the parents think of their children. This is especially true with Sri Krishna under the care of Mother Yashoda. He has the best ornaments. Those ornaments become enhanced in stature due to the association with Krishna. The young child does not need any of these decorations, but the parents do it out of love. Instead of posing for their own cameras, for pictures to be uploaded and shared with others, the children are treated like the gifts from God that they are. Krishna is special in that he is begaven himself. His jewels glitter in the rooms when he is stealing butter. What can be more beautiful than this?
2. Lack of formality.
We tend to associate worship and religion with the immovable line that divides the pious and the sinners. The people who will be saved and those who are condemned. Those who have nothing to worry about against those who should be fearful of their upcoming fate. They should be afraid of God, you see. A person identifies as God-fearing, to acknowledge that they understand someone is watching over them. They dare not invite a disapproving glance, so they try to stay in line, however that is defined. Meanwhile, you have Krishna entering the homes of the neighbors and taking what does not belong to him. There is not the slightest hint of formality. If the elders should disagree, if they should raise objection, it appears that Krishna will only try harder to get what he thinks does indeed belong to him. I think this is how the relationship with the Supreme Lord should be. Why is fear involved? There is already so much over which to lament. I am talking about the elephant in the room, guaranteed death. If I am interacting with God, it should be in a friendly manner. Go ahead. Please enter my home whenever you want and take all the butter that we have saved up. You are the original supplier. No need to ask. What can be more beautiful than this?
3. Blessing the cows.
The cows in Gokul must have felt so appreciated. Their milk ties directly to loving sentiments. The person who understands this, who witnesses the transformation themselves, could never dream of inflicting unnecessary harm on such a kind and compassionate animal. Krishna blessed those cows directly with his all-attractive vision. He blessed them again when out of direct vision. This was through enjoying the butter that was churned by the elders. The original source is the cows, and they are forever dear to the Supreme Lord. What can be more beautiful than this?
4. Blessing the neighbors.
A householder has so many responsibilities to tend to. There is nary a moment for rest. A critical supply is always running low. There is always the next meal to plan and the subsequent cleanup that is involved. Through it all, the pious souls hope to have the favor of the Almighty. They sacrifice as much as they can, and they do not specifically seek direct reciprocation. In the case of the people of Gokul, Krishna blessed them by entering their homes. Unannounced and without invitation, Krishna helped himself to the butter they were keeping. What can be more beautiful than this?
5. The enjoyment of the greatest enjoyer. The Sanskrit word for sacrifice is yajna. This word is synonymous with Vishnu. Though there are all kinds of sacrifices associated with all kinds of purposes, with varieties of presiding deities, the original source is always Vishnu. He is the determining factor in making a particular worship function successful or not.
Satya shraddhaya yuktastasyaradhan mehte. Labhte cha tat kamanmaya vihitan hi tan. Quote, endowed with such a faith, he seeks favors of a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actuality these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita, 7.22.
Krishna is the same Vishnu, and since he is the ultimate enjoyer of all sacrifices, he is also known as Yajneshvara. Though the butter in the homes of the neighbors was not specifically placed on an altar, it was enjoyed by Krishna all the same. Though there was no presiding deity, Krishna took care of the proper distribution. There was plenty of prasadam to go around. What can be more beautiful than this? In closing, after their stash found, plenty to go around. Like informal yajna done. Favor of Krishna won. Who as highest deity to preside. Guest in home to reside. Though prior invitation without. Free to roam about.